So Bernard's over there in Adelaide, and he runs a segment called Nuff Nuff of the week.
Perfect.
And I actually think he's enjoying doing it from over there more because he's on his own and he feels protected, especially when he throws Duck in there. Because when he throws Duck in there and Duck's in the same room, Bern gets he sort of comes down in height a bit.
He'd be right today, Jim.
He's over there. Well, exactly.
He'd be right
Our
today.
man's not at his finest.
He's 60%, he reckons. I reckon he's about 25.
Stop coughing.
Can someone get me a chicken soup?
Chicken soup.
Seriously, if the Dr. Scholl, who I understand is halfway down the east coast of Australia, if they had a look at you, they'd think the once mighty warrior, what's happened to our man?
Oh, well, you do get softer as you get older.
You do?
Yeah. So that's
You have Duck.
You're mellow.
I think I'm going the other way. I'm getting harder as I get older.
You couldn't possibly get softer, Jim.
I'm working from a good base. Shut up, Bernard. I'm just bringing you into it. All right, hit it, please, Rosemary.
I told you, homeboy.
Clean belly, bill of health.
That's how we living, and you know.
Out to the end of the art.
That's what you call a Nuff Nuff.
Break it down.
Bluey, your mate Bluey, Jim, he reckons that's been doctored. That's not actually. He reckons I've thrown a couple of Bella Hells. But no, he just can't talk. But Nicola Spurrier, she needs to be very, very careful. I've got her in the gun. She's made athletes quarantine for 28 days, Jim.
No.
28.
That's despicable.
14 in Sydney and make him do another 14. I got no audio. Just want to give her a drive.
Does she realise there aren't any sweaty footballs in the rooms in Sydney? She got a line of sight on that.
Don't dive.
Honestly, that's unbelievable.
That's an embarrassing thing for your state.
If you only land in quarantine in Sydney, it is it? So you do 2 weeks there, then when you come to Adelaide,
So Kyle Chalmers, as I understand it, Bernard, you can correct that. Because he's coming through Darwin, he only has to do one lot.
He's done one lot. That's the athletes that landed in Sydney have to re-quarantine again, Bill.
Why didn't they go straight to Adelaide and quarantine there?
That's a good
That
question.
is a very good
They haven't
question.
got any motels or hotels there.
Not a puzzle, Bill.
They haven't got much there. They're quarantining in Adelaide. Apparently they've got a tall building. It goes 4 floors.
Bill, you've already
they've
made
got
very
a,
ordinary comments about Leeton today, so stop
I
talking
think I
about
got
cities, all
Leeton
right?
wrong. It might have been a town next to Leeton.
Wrong town.
Keep going, Bernard.
Wrong town. Hey, our very own Will Rouston, he produces this show very, very beautifully. Now, he got the
By the way, Will's not 100% either for the same reasons.
what's happened?
What's wrong with Will?
He had his first AstraZeneca
He had it
yesterday.
first, and
He just hasn't whinged like you, Duck.
Yesterday.
Duck had his Wednesday.
Well, I gave him some, little tablets to put in his drink.
Blue ones?
Hydrolytes.
Hydrolytes.
Blue
ones.
Hydrolytes.
Bouncing around out there.
Hey, but speaking of Will, he got the call up last weekend. Someone pulled out, and he actually called a game of footy,
Did
boys.
he?
First call.
Well, his first ever call, done an amazing job. Don't worry, I listened to the whole game. Couldn't find a mistake, but there was one mistake. The pressure just got to him a little bit, and he forgot he'd already thrown to something.
Half time at the Adelaide Oval, man. What's happening in the showdown?
It is Crows by 19 points, 4-6-30. Put Adelaide 1-5-11.
That'll be a boil over, wouldn't it, Chew?
Yeah. Choice hotels around the ground, sure. Adelaide Oval.
Back to back.
By 19 points. Did we just do that, did we? Bronze medal game in 15 minutes. Slovenia, I'll come back to you for that one.
Oh, he's trying to get out of it. What about Ash Chua? Ash was so nice.
He's a very nice young man.
Yes, well, I just did that, but I'll repeat it anyway for you, Will. Hey, Bill, who could forget? I know we were all there last week, and Bill just thought he'd give, COVID a call.
Sorry, Bill, speak to COVID.
Give me a number. Give me a
Have you got his number?
COVID, Billy here, mate. You reckon you're doing around September?
Bill's ringing COVID. Look at him.
When are you going to be in September?
Seriously. Oh, no.
You don't say. You're going to be arrested.
What are we dealing with? He's making a phantom phone call to COVID.
He's asking him where he's going to be in September.
It's still around in September, Jim.
When's he going away?
No, he said he's not. He's not. Delta, and then there's Niagara. There's Niagara coming.
Niagara.
Delta Romeo. Romeo.
Bernard.
Did you touch base this week with Niagara? What Niagara? That's
Speak to COVID.
Yeah, well, you were just asking something silly, Bill, so I just thought, well,
Bernard, what about the fact that when Bill started his phantom conversation with COVID, he introduced himself? It's Billy here. It's a global pandemic. You reckon it's going to give a shit who fat is?
I tell you what, hard to find the number.
Hey, he's gone from Delta to Niagara. I don't know where that came from.
No.
Hey, but speaking of Ash, well, I know he's the stats man, but he got very, very excited with big 2-metre Peter's effort last weekend.
Peter Wright is going to take the kick of the match. Makes good contact. It travels. It's home.
Oh, he's got it, Howie! An absolute ball burst to the crowd's gone wild!
What the hell?
Unbelievable!
There's a true man bringing it to the people. Wright's got 6.
He just got a little bit excited there, Ash.
Did you?
I think he wants to call a game. Does everyone want to call a
done that
game?
before.
High stranger.
He has done that
any
before. Fat's looking at the races. No, he's good. He was good. We got a
Very good.
When was that, Purple? It was a few years ago. We had a real boring game, so we just handed over to Ash to call.
Any good?
And he did a very nice
Oh,
job.
very nice. Hey, one thing we love about calling games at Marvel is we get to have a Nazi goring from across the road, and sometimes you just
Nazi goring.
Yes.
Have you
What do we have? What do we have?
Nazi
Stop
goring.
interrupting, Fat.
No, this is enough. What did you say then?
Nazi goring.
You did not.
But sometimes we maybe should just have a drink of water to clear the throat before we start talking. It got both of them.
And I think the young Bombers may fancy themselves. They've got to get off to a good start, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the Bont live. Excuse me, just swallowed a prawn from the nice Nazi Goreng that I'm just demolishing. The Bont live, he has been fantastic in ripping Nick. It's a treat to watch players when they're in that sort of form. Duck.
I think you get excited when you come to.
Come on, Duck.
What is our man doing?
Actually, you've been poor for a week. You have been
Extra
poor
chili.
And
What's that, the extra chili?
what were they eating,
extra
Bernie?
Nazi goring.
No.
That's what we call them over here. That's your cul-de-sac and your
Don't say
Stovey
anything.
pole
No
and
one's
your
saying
footy budget. Shut up, Bill. Don't take a drink either. Right. Damo, now you're a very, very hard man to get. Now, I listen to everything, trying to get something on you. You're basically too perfect. But I've found something, that you just shit at. And that's tips.
I want to take the Swans over the Saints.
That you're none from 20, I think, with your guaranteed tip during the week. Now that's as good as I can find for you. Now, mate, please, can you stuff up somewhere, Damo? Well, can you stuff up somewhere? Can you make a dick of yourself or something? I need to find something on you. But this week, boys, Nuff, play it host, and then I'll describe it.
Nuff of the week.
Now, Nuff of the Week this week takes us to the East Kimberley Football League. Now, this was a game between the Ord River Magpies and the Halls Creek Hawks. Now, well, it got very close in the last quarter. This is a grand final, Jim, remember?
Yes.
A grand final. And, well, it looked like, to me, watching the vision, this ball went straight over the goal umpire's hat, but this is how they called it.
It falls to the Hawks! They kicked the goal! No, it's a point! It's a point!
It's gone straight through the goals. Now, I'm telling you, this was a goal, and the goal umpire has looked up and gone, bang, one hand up. He's given it a point, but I just need to paint the picture for you. So after the match, there was an inquiry into, how that goal umpire thought that could be a point. So this is how the inquiry went.
So it is looking like the goal umpire that was officiating down that end has been deemed unfit. The goal umpire has been escorted out here. It appears the goal umpire that was officiating in the last quarter has been deemed under the influence.
Mate, Jim, they breath tested him after being... And blew the thing to bits.
You know what he blew, Bernie? Allegedly, Bernie.
What did he blow?
0.2.
Oh, no.
No.
0.2.
Four times over. 0.2.
But was he drinking?
It wasn't a little frothy. That's you, Duck, at Wagga at the wedding.
When you're the 44 Duck.
And that is why he is Nuff of the Week. There's a big inquiry, but they did award the grand final to the eventual winners, the Ord River Magpies. That goal stood as a point. So well done to him. 0.2. Good effort.
Bill told me about that during the... I actually couldn't believe it.
Point.
Hang on, it stood as a point.
0.2. It stood as a point. It stood as a point. That went straight through the middle, and he's called it a point. But how do you blow .2? Do you have to drink?
I don't know.
Well,
I
you have to drink
know.
during the game.
I think you got one in your little coat pocket, and you might just have a little swig. We don't know. But the WA Footy Commission had to get involved and sort it all out.
All the way down
600
in Perth.
kilometres.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeepers.
Oh, Frothies has had a couple.
Purple. Fat. You got the quiz ready?
Yes, ready to go.
Because your
Let's go
questions
now.
last week were...
Well, I don't write them.
Well, I think you do.
I just make it and they come.
All right. Quiz 1 3 3 5 3. What about that for a sentence?